All right, it's that time again, isn't it? So as you see, I have changed the scenery for this video a little bit, so might as well take advantage of this lovely weather here and do a little video for you. And firstly, I have heard a lot of YouTubers, especially American ones, for example Redacted. They have this kind of peculiar interest in always perpetuating the program's propaganda and always trying to ridicule or mock me. This time they are highlighting the fact that my English is supposedly not very good, or I have an English accent. That's apparently a problem. I don't understand why the Queen's English, or maybe a little bit of Cockney English, of course, is such a big thing for them. But of course, because the state arbiters of this program have said something about my English skills, my accent, well, then they just repeat it as the limited hangout they actually are. And it's sad to see how many of these so-called independent media are actually not very independent when it comes to the program, or target individuals, or the Havana syndrome, or any other subject of other sensitive matters that have not, let's say, fully hit the mainstream. You can say so-called independent media now is more or less the mainstream, and then you have the state-funded media, which is like CNN, Denmark's radio, BBC. This is just state-funded media, and the mainstream media, if you will, is kind of like Redacted. They do good shows on certain topics, but they will not touch in any way, shape or form the subject of targeted individuals or the Havana syndrome, and instead they will be talking about aliens, and they want to perpetuate this psyop that has been waged by the United States government and its intelligence agencies like the CIA, who are introducing again the phenomenon of aliens and saying that they have aircrafts and trying to copy the technology and whatnot. And they are doing this very same time they are indicting a former sitting president, Donald Trump, who is running again in 2024, which they are obviously trying to sabotage by this indictment. But he's being indicted for process crimes, for which Joe Biden could be indicted, Hillary Clinton could be indicted. We're talking the same exact supposed crimes that they have committed, probably to a worse extent than Donald Trump. They are not being indicted, but Donald Trump is being indicted because they don't want him to be president. They want this old man, this old senile man, who is more or less just a figurehead of the establishment of the West, and especially the United States, the intelligence agencies and everything in between. They can get to do whatever they want with Joe Biden as president, because he is so utterly corrupted that there is no stop. They don't have to do anything. He is just a front man. They get to do whatever they want. And obviously, as you see, societies all over the Western world are on a really deep decline, and freedom of rights of normal people are just being completely and utterly abolished more and more for every day that goes past. And you see, as me, they're actually trying to set me up on a daily basis. They are running all kinds of propaganda campaigns to discredit me, to try to have me imprisoned or institutionalized, or try to have me assassinated. They would go to any lengths to have de facto proxies, that be other members of the public, to do these things for them. It's hard for me to do anything now as the most persecuted person in the world as it relates to soft power, and I'm highlighting soft power as it relates to propaganda campaigns and psyops and active measures in the form of having other people to having other people do the dirty work for the intelligence agency, typically here in Denmark. And it is PET who's running these campaigns through the use of synthetic telepathy, and they are broadcasting daily propaganda campaigns in which I am always being ridiculed. For example, now I'm supposedly a transsexual with prancing around in women's clothes and whatnot, in the exact same time as they have this drag queen agenda and this LGBT++ agenda. So you can see it all goes hand in hand. It is completely and utterly fake, of course, and they are trying to create all kinds of illusions that I'm some kind of sex criminal, while in fact there's never been a single case against me ever, and this is proven in these records that I'm showing here. But they are trying to propagandize themselves out of this fact and continue to have people hate and despise me based on their endless propaganda. I am always being made responsible for, despite me not having any involvement whatsoever, and it just goes on and on and on. And that's not to mention how they are completely and utterly prohibiting me from earning any income this month in June. I say any income. They have allowed me to earn or to have a sell my scooter's engines and parts for 1,500 kroner, which is like next to nothing. In comparatively, I will probably sell for 20,000 kroner each month on a normal month, and this has been reduced to next to nothing, and I'm not allowed to even sell my car. And I say it goes on and on. Or my graphics card, I have made a video about this, you can see it here, and they are continuing this while they are doing everything to have me set up, as I say, to be either imprisoned or institutionalized or assassinated.